I'd like to call this meeting of the Public Works Committee to order for October 31st, Tuesday at 12:30 p.m. Happy Halloween to everyone. And we'll start with roll call and determination of quorum when you're ready.
Drew.
Here.
Solomon. Here. Modrick. Here. Roberts. Here. Nordstrom. Here. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Brenda. Now we'd like to adopt the agenda. Nordstrom moves to approve, second by Lisa Modrick. All in favor? Aye. Okay, the agenda is adopted. Okay, now it's time for general public comment, a time for members of the public to discuss or express concerns to the committee on any issue not limited to items on the agenda. Action will not be taken at this meeting on any issue not on the agenda except by placement on the agenda by unanimous vote of the aldermen present. And we have one request form. So could we have James Steele come up, please? And you'll have 3 minutes.
This is the one. Okay. I'm James Steele. I had James Steele Construction Company in Rapid City for 45 years. And I had a problem with some people on a roof 2 years ago. I had presented it to Mayor Allender. He gave me an hour of his time and had an opportunity to explain to him what this Building Board of Appeals had done. They had pulled my license. I had gotten in touch with Jerry Wright. We got back in here to a council meeting and I was given my license back within a couple weeks. My problem was we were already in litigation. We were going to court. And this Board of Appeals decided that they could pull my license. And I think it's totally wrong for them to have that power. And I think that during this time, we already were in court. By the way, I won in court also. I won the case. But here, I felt sort of like I was in a kangaroo court because they gave them a lot of time to speak and tell us their problems. They were personal friends of Mayor Quaker. Brad was on my side with the building code here. He said that there was no reason for this. And he told Brad, you sit in the back. If you're going to attend the meeting, you sit in the back. Keep your mouth shut. I don't feel that that was a fair way to handle the public at that time. And so I just think it's wrong that this Board of Appeals has such power they can take somebody's livelihood away from them for any length of time, especially when it's in court. Everything's going through the court system, and they make a judgment call and do that to a builder. And I know there's other builders that are coming up, and they're going to have the same problem as I did. And I think for the amount these people can go to court, that's what the court system is for, and it can be settled in court, not here where you pull a license of somebody. I think that that's a wrong deal. Now, I don't know. I just wanted to put it out. I have asked the mayor. It's been about a year and a half ago, and Carla, with the city attorney, she was handling it. But so far, I've had nothing done. And I think I've been very patient on this. And I'm asking that this Board of Appeals not have the power to pull someone's license. That's their livelihood. And that's why we have the court system. Not for the city of Rapid City to make decisions on somebody. You can have problems with anybody. In all my life, I probably had 5 or 6 problems, and I'm pretty proud of that. But that's the way I settled it. I went to court, and that's the way it should be settled. And you guys should not give anyone power to do this. My attorney at that time wanted to come after the city and sue the city for what they done to me. And I'm not into that. I don't like lawsuits. I don't agree with that. I was happy. I got my license back. But I just think that this power that these people have should be diminished.
Okay, thank you,
That's
Mr.
it.
Steele. Thank you.
Yes.
Do we have any questions or comments from council?
I had one more thing on the agenda. Can I speak on that? Do I get 3 minutes on that also?
Is it coming up in the agenda of this meeting?
Well, I wrote it on that form, Darla.
This one?
I wrote a number 1 and number
Okay.
2.
All right. Why don't you wait until we get to that, and then I'll let you speak at that time, okay?
Okay.
We'll call you up again. Thank you. We need to approve the minutes from the last meeting. Could motion by Roberts, second by Solomon to approve the minutes of the last meeting. All in favor? Aye. And the motion is approved. Okay, so now we go on to the consent items. And I guess we'll just pull Mr. Steele's item right now and let him talk about it. So would you like to come back to the podium?
Thank you. Thank you for letting me be here and speak too. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. My other thing is that they've adopted, Rapid City has adopted the Alaska Building Code. And with the Alaska Building Code, they have this ice and water deal on the roofs. On the roofs, you have to be 2 foot inside of the heated area. I've lived here my whole life. I was born and raised here. I have never once seen ice buildup of anything on a roof where we should require Alaska Building Code. Also, they said that all felt should be removed from roofs. That was one of the things that this Board of Appeals said, that I should have took it down to bare wood. The reason we don't take it down to bare wood is because of the fact if we get moisture or something, it protects us and also the homeowner. But I noticed in today's, I go by many houses, many things that are being done from this hail. They don't remove the old felt to the roof like they had said that I had to. But I just wanted to say that I think that Alaska Building Code with the ice and water is a poor thing to have in Rapid City, South Dakota. We don't have the ice buildup on the edge of our roofs, and I think it's a waste of money, not only for the people, but also for the contractor. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Steele.
I will
Okay.
follow up with Carla.
Okay, thank you. Chair recognizes Jason Solomon.
Excuse me. Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to pull item number 10,
Okay,
and that's all for me.
anyone else?
Madam Chair,
Lisa Modrick.
I'd like to pull number 4.
Item 4. That's it? Okay. Oh, Richie Nordstrom?
Madam Chair, let's pull item 16 as well.
Okay. All right, so the agenda is approved with the exceptions of 4, 10, and 16. Could I have a motion to accept these changes?
So moved.
Moved by Modrick and second by Solomon to approve the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Oh, okay, the motion passes. We go to item number 4, and we'll go to Lisa Modrick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Before the meeting began, you had mentioned we probably should pull 4 just to put it on the record,
Okay,
and so I'll toss that back to you.
okay. This is a change order for lane line parking and an increase of $6,000. And I had some questions about this particular item for Dale Tech, because we do spend a lot of money on line painting and also marking parking spots. I just wonder how much it costs us a year. So Dale, if you could answer that question, please.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. Annually, the city of Rapid City spends about $200,000 to $210,000 for pavement markings. What you see in front of you today is a change order for the contract work that we do. So what that is the truck that drives up and down the road that does the lane line painting on our streets. We also have city forces that do all the handwork. So the parking lot striping in the downtown area, the crosswalks in school areas, the yellow curbs that you see, all the ADA spots and the associated blue curbs that you see with that are about an additional $100,000 effort that we do in-house. So this change order in front of you today is due to additional quantities that we deemed necessary to do in our fall striping. We divided our lane line painting contract into two separate efforts. We do a spring striping, which we do everything. And then we come back in the fall in our high traffic areas where the stripes are worn, we restripe them. So it's a good thing for our community to have good pavement markings. We have a short window to do it with our weather. You can't do it in cold temperatures. It'd be like trying to paint your house when it's freezing outside. You just can't do it. It's similar type paint. It's water-based paint. So the change order in front of you today is for additional service that we provided to our motoring public.
Okay, and then when you do these particular markings, like you said in the spring, you do everything? Is that what you said? Like you do all the roads in the spring?
Correct.
Wow, that's great, because in 2 cents, they don't agree with you. So anyway. Thank you, Dale. Motion to approve by Solomon, second by Roberts. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? The motion carries. Okay, on to item number 10. This is Jason Solomon. It's Canyon Lake Drive concrete repair and estimated cost of $50,000. So we'll go to Jason Solomon.
Thank you, Madam Chair. May I direct a question to our Public Works Director?
Please do.
Dale, not too long ago, Canyon Lake Drive had some reconstruction done on that. Is this done in that section of road that was completed back then? And if so, or if not, can you tell us where it's at and what the issue is?
This repair project is located just to the east of where the Canyon Lake Drive reconstruction project took place. I believe it was in the year 2010, 2011. The pavement's been in place for quite some time. We believe there was a failure in one of the joints of the storm sewer system that's underground, so there's been a sinkhole that's developed under the pavement. That pavement's been in place roughly, I believe, over 40 years. So we're going to go in, fix the area, fix the storm sewer issue that's there, and get it patched back up.
Okay. So not necessarily an issue with the actual road itself and the construction that we had on that?
No,
It's
it
just a
had
sinkhole.
nothing to do with that, correct.
Okay, thanks for the clarification. I yield.
I need a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Richie Nordstrom, second by Lisa Modrick. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. Item number 16. I believe, Richie, you pulled this one? Yes. Chair recognizes Richie Nordstrom.
I see Mr. Bigler heading towards the podium, so I will have him address this issue. And it's a good project, so we've had several complaints about this, and also, well, both locations. So I'll let you address this issue.
Oh, certainly. This project entails repairs to 3 different sections of the bike path that winds from one end of town to the other. The complete section behind the fish hatchery, which is about 1/4 mile in length, is all in really crumbling condition, so that'll all need to be removed and repaired. There's a section just to the west of the county fairgrounds that will require some stream bank stabilization. The waters from Rapid Creek have eroded to the point of where it's encroaching into the bike path, so that will need to be repaired. And then there's a very large stream bank section behind the Billion Kia facility that has sloughed off, creating an issue where the bike path is no longer usable in its current location. So that stream bank will be repaired, and the bike path in that section will be rerouted slightly.
Thank you. And just to reemphasize what you noted here just now is about behind McKee property. That is also being considered for additional stabilization, and I've got a follow-up.
It's actually a section that's along the creek, just to the west of the fairgrounds where the overflow parking goes. The bike path runs fairly close to the bank of the creek, and that's a section that's going to be mitigated.
And then we pretty much configure this is not going to be the last we're going to have to do.
Well, it's certainly going to take care of a lot of the issues. There will be areas, I'm sure, going forward that will need to be repaired, but these are three really major areas that need to be replaced.
Thank you. And I appreciate your taking a look at this because it's, as you know, we've been hearing some concerns from the public about this. So thank you for taking the address in that.
Chair recognizes Jason Solomon.
Thank you, Madam Chair. First, I make a motion to approve if I can get a second and hold the floor.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is just more of a comment. The bike path is one of the best things we have going on in Rapid City, and it was very visionary when years ago it was put in place. And so I do appreciate you looking at all of those issues to make sure that you can get from one end of town to another as well as possible, I suppose, and continuing to maintain that over the years. And you know, how often, I guess here's a question, how often do you evaluate the bike path to make sure that it's workable for all citizens?
Well, we go out typically first thing in the spring after the ground is thawed to make sure that there isn't any areas that have heaved over the winter, and if there are, we address those areas. So we do take a look at it first thing in the spring, and then we schedule any individual repairs. A lot of those we repair in-house with city crews. Those areas that are just a replacement of one section, small section, something like that. But we'll evaluate them every spring.
Okay. All right. I yield the floor. Thank you.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Lisa Modrick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I also want to thank you. I am a frequent rider of the path. I like to go from end to end. And when we get to both sides of those ends, that's the danger zone. It truly is, and yet you want to keep riding. So I just applaud the fact that we've got this item to replace and repair our largest attraction in Rapid City, which is our parks and our recreation. So thank you again for bringing it before us, and I look forward to riding next summer safely.
Chair recognizes John Roberts.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I do want to thank you too, Jeff. I know this has been a very long process. There have been a lot of people that have questioned this over the years, because it actually has been years because of all the issues with easements and the issues with Rapid Creek. And, you know, people think that you can just go do work in Rapid Creek, and it just doesn't work that way. So I just want to thank you so much for all the years and all the time that you put in this to get to where we are now. And I just want the citizens to realize that, you know, it wasn't that we were dragging our feet. It was because this was a very, very complicated issue.
Yes.
So thank you, Jeff. I just really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Jeff as well. Wonderful recreational resource, and the repairs being done. Thank you.
Thank
so, okay, so the motion on the floor is to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We move on to item 17. Authorize staff to advertise the digital GIS-based map development services request for proposals to acquire aerial photography and building footprints.
Move to approve.
Nordstrom moves to approve, second by Lisa Modrick. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Move to adjourn.
Nordstrom moves to adjourn. Roberts seconds it. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Oh, we got this done like that.
Wow.